Hello, welcome to McBoss Capital. My name is Michael Chu. Today, we're doing this market recap video for October 24th, 2025. So this is a chart I want to start with today for Nasdaq Composite Index, and kind of backdated to June of 2000. And in March of 2000, we had the top of the late 90s run. Okay, you can see here we have this huge runoff at the bottom, and then it just keep going. So that was from, and the bottom here is around like late 98. Okay, so late 98, and then we have this started in 99 here, right here. Started in 99, and then we finish off from late September 99 to roughly March, and we have this huge run. The reason why I'm bringing this chart up today is the market is really strong today, and we haven't had much of a correction. Like, back then you can see here we have, lots of pullbacks along the way, but it always end up like higher, right? It always end up higher, and it was definitely more volatile back then than right now. You can see here, it's pretty sharp pullback, lots of pullbacks here, but ultimately it go for a incredible run here to the all the way to the top. And I wasn't trading in the late 90s, so I can say for sure how stocks were behaving, uh, and even what was the condition look like at that time. But the reason why I'm bringing this up is, are we in a similar time right now compared to late 1999? And can the market really run up to a level that nobody can even imagine? Um, and if you look at this chart right here, what happened back then, roughly right here, which is roughly around October 22, 1999, which is roughly around this time frame right now. And we kind of came out and we just went straight up for many weeks in a row to the year end. And then at the beginning of the year, we got a little bit of sell off, like see January 7th here. Where, first week we saw some sell off, and then by the end of the month, we also have a little bit of a pullback here. And then we eventually top around uh, March 10, 2000 right there. And the gain was very significant. Like if you look at this gain was, 29, 2800 all the way to 5100 in just a very short time frame here, from, let's say, from October to March, right? So I don't want to say that is going to happen, but the chart looked very similar. So let's go back to today's date. And again, we have this, pullback correction here early in the year. And we have this run up. And this one, again, you can see here, it's much smoother than back in 99, right? Like we don't see the huge pullback, but we see, smaller pullbacks along the way. And again, we continue to hit new high here. And maybe that is the difference of the chart. We have this sharp up, and then we have this more like it's still a pretty strong slope. You can draw this line right here. And yeah, and this is a shorter time frame compared to then. But it is very strong, and we are currently in 29 weeks up, which is the longest rally since bottom of 2022. So this, last couple weeks prior to this week, we saw the turbulence. And just quickly jump to volatility index here. We saw again volatility jump to, not quite 30, but pretty close to it, like 28, 29. And then it very quickly came back down again right there. So it shot up like this and it came back down. And we could expect more volatility going forward, right? Like, that could happen here. Who knows? Here's the daily chart. It's a little bit more obvious here. We don't know what will happen. But the good news is that the Nasdaq, was able to come back again, and make a new high. And so did most other index, right? So here's the recent chart. Like, the good news here, you can see on the daily chart. even though we have this pullbacks and volatility, it was making higher lows. And then on Friday, we stay above like recently we stay above the green line here, which is the 10-day moving average. And then Friday we pop above and make a new high. S&P, similar chart, also making new high here after recent turbulence. Again, you can draw a slope on the bottom channel line, and it came up again as well to new high. Here we have the weekly chart of the Dow Jones. Again, also very similar. We make new high here after recent pullback here. Going to daily chart, this one also looks pretty good. Actually, the slope on the bottom channel line looks a little bit stronger, and we also came out and make new high here. On the Russell, also very strong. Look at the red line slope here, very steep. Russell, even though it was late, the index that came out the latest, but it make new high, but it has kind of starting to show some movement here. It didn't make new high this week, but it did close at a new high with the recent pullback, and you can see the movement here very volatile. It was the only one that make new high in this recent pullback here before giving back and then bounce and then giving back again, and then now we coming back out again. So a little bit volatile on the Russell index. And this could be related to some of the more speculative stocks that recently have done really well, but now has actually corrected. Let's look at some rare earth MP materials. Here we go. We see this sharp correction right now. This definitely play a role in the smaller cap here. Let's maybe and what's it called Oklo. Here's another one. A lot of small cap stock has actually pulled back here, although Oklo is not really that small right now. And then look at IonQ in the quantum computing area, also pulling back pretty strong. So a lot of them are, have sharply corrected, and they're, coming back slowly to the 10-day. We'll see if that can continue or whether they'll correct more. But that definitely make the Russell a little bit more volatile for sure. This is the IBD Innovator 50 ETF here. This one also bouncing very strong this week. It didn't make a new high, but it did make a closing high, so that's a good news. And so again, we see this volatility recently, and now we're bouncing again, and it did make a maybe not the closing high here, because there was a closing high right there, and then there's a closing high right there. So yeah, it's at least coming back, and it's above the 10-day right here. So the IBD 50, doing okay. Here's the equal weight S&P, a little bit lagging. It hasn't made new high yet, but it is coming back up. Here's the equal weight Nasdaq 100. It did make a slightly higher high, just a little bit. So this one's act a little bit better on the tech side. So we're going to look at the advanced decline line here. This is from the investors.com newspaper. Um, we are almost at a pretty good bounce here, as you see right there, and also quite stable as well, surprisingly. And this is the NYSE advanced decline line right here. This is S&P here. So also the other thing you notice is we're near a new high right now, like maybe just a little bit off from this level right here. So so that looks good. And then looking at Nasdaq is also very close. So around this 15, yeah, it's around this area, very close to new high as well. Although again the index have made new high, but again this is coming back as well. So both of them look pretty good. So for the week we have a couple of big cap tech stocks reporting. Netflix, Tesla. We'll talk about that in a second here. But overall, the week, we kind of started strong, and then we kind of give up a big day on Wednesday here, which create a distribution day. 6 on Nasdaq, 6 on the S&P. But then we start to rebound by Thursday, and then Friday, the cool inflation report helped the market. And we're seeing, surprisingly, like lots of accumulation in the marketplace compared to distribution in both the number of stocks versus, and also the number of industry groups also remain strong. For the week, you can see the different sectors here. Technology, not too bad. Overall, it's net positive. Retail also positive. Industrial, the stronger one here. Health, second strongest here. And commodities surprisingly still doing well here. and financial, kind of weaker on the weaker side, but still net positive. Here's the IBD Investor Business Daily newspaper here. You can see that the inflation data is tame. September CPI rose 0.3% right here, the blue bar, and then the core CPI climbed 0.2%. Both were slightly below views. Overall, for yearly, it jumped to 3%, uh, which is expected, also less than forecast. And the core inflation also cooled to 3%. So yeah, overall it was a good number. Market likes the news and was able to close to new high for the week, and which is a good news because usually we like to see Friday close strong. Well, here's the 10-year yield. It's kind of sitting very close to 4% right now, 39.97. The US dollar here, also staying pretty stable at this moment, which is not too bad. Just kind of near the black line, the 200-day moving average. Oil price rebounds sharply here after there was some news on sanction on Russian oil by the U.S. And gold, this is a pretty bad week for gold. It has corrected very fast, and right now it's kind of not bouncing at all. So I think we are gonna go into most likely some sort of a consolidation mode right now. Silver looks even weaker because it's not even near the 10-day. It didn't bounce back at all. Copper, it came down a week ago and then bounced back, and then it's been holding at the 10-day, and then it bounced a little bit. Uranium nuclear also corrected and also bouncing back just the 10-day line. Bitcoin, it corrected recently. It hasn't come back above the 50-day or 10-day yet. It's still stuck in the lower range of this consolidation, so it probably will require more time. Looking at the semiconductor again, this is probably one of the strongest industry group in the whole market. This whole rally, and look at what it did. Same thing as the index. After recent pullback, it was able to climb to new high again. So this is quite promising. And on Friday, you see it came out just like the rest of the index did. Looking at Nvidia, it did consolidate for the last little bit, tried to come out, but it failed, come back down, and then now it's trying to go again. So that looks okay. I wouldn't say it's strong. Like relative strength at least has improved a little bit, but it is lagging the relative strength a little bit here in the last 2 weeks. AMD continue to show lots of strength. Look at this lower channel line, and then it found support the 10-day, and Friday it just burst to new high with 7% gain. Very strong stock. Broadcom is building this tight cup handle pattern. Very good looking chart right now. It did also bounce on Friday. It hasn't really come out yet from this top trend line, but if it does, it might be another update. Taiwan Semiconductor, this is one of the early ones that report on their earnings, but it didn't really make much headway. It came back down, found support here at the 21-day line. It has bounced since, but it feels a little bit weaker so far, the bounce. So we'll see what happens. So the software grid IGV ETF here has been kind of just consolidating. Here's another consolidation here in the recent weeks. Very tight action though, I would say. And this week it didn't make new high yet, but at least it has come back to the upper range of the recent consolidation. So here's the upper range right there, and so Friday it bounced pretty good, and now we're at the top half of the consolidation here. So we'll see if this can try to break out this coming soon. Obviously, we're gonna have lots of earnings coming up this week. Microsoft reporting again, very tight action overall. Look at this base here. It's just kind of not doing much. It's more closer, trading more closer to bottom range, but it's still like above the 10-day line right here in the middle. So we'll see what happens. Of course, it'll be ideal if it, jump on the earnings here, but we never know what kind of earnings it could report. But at least the consolidation looks pretty good here. It hasn't much of a new low recently in the last month. So this could be a very healthy base building here. Google also will be reporting, and Google is making a nice move on Friday. Look at this nice breakout right there. Looks pretty good. Nice tight action here. Bounce support at near the 21 day and been bouncing since. Amazon is also bouncing a little bit. It's still under the red line here. The 50-day moving average. So we'll see if it can continue. This is also reporting this week, so that will be this coming week. It will be very interesting. Meta, another stock that will be reporting. This one also slowly rising from the bottom. Again, we have this red line, kind of line here that could be the resistance. So we'll see what happens. Apple is another one that will be reporting. So yeah, all the big caps reporting this week. Will be a very important week. This one is trading near recent high here, looking very strong. I mean, this is it has broke out on this week. So it could build on this momentum if if the guidance and earnings are good. Tesla has been consolidating. You can see right here after hitting a new high there. It's just trading very tightly, going sideways. While this red line 50 days catching up, and so far it's been finding support at the lower channel line, and but Friday it didn't produce any good headway here. So we have the earnings came out, and it did reverse on Thursday right there. So it was a big reversal that day, but Friday it couldn't follow through. That's the problem right there. But we'll see. So here's the Thursday, gap down and then bounce back. Friday we actually give back quite a bit. But still, overall, it's still near the 21-day support line. So we'll see whether this can, you know, find traction here. And Netflix, have a disappointing earnings report and guidance here. It dropped quite significant on Wednesday after Tuesday's reporting, 10% down day. Came all the way back to the black line, but more disappointingly is that the fact that it never found support the following day, and Friday we had lower. So yeah, this is not looking very good. This has been a long time. It has break the long-term 200-day moving average. Let me go to the weekly chart here, so you can go back many. So this was back earlier this year. That was the last time it touched the black line. It didn't go below it like it did here though. That's the one thing you can see the difference. And even the year before, it never went below it. And then this was the one that it did, but it bounced back very fast the week below after. So if you want to see any good bounce here, we should see it happen right away soon this coming week. Otherwise, we could build up more selling pressure for this stock, which won't be good. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. Thank you for watching. I'll be coming out with the growth list video. You definitely don't want to miss that. We hit a 50%, over 50% growth stock ratio of uptrend. That is pretty high. So that gives me confidence to build positions again. And hopefully this rally could, as the beginning of the video said, maybe we are gonna run wild here and have a very strong uptrend momentum. Who knows? But thank you for watching, and hope you can find the next video as well. Please like and subscribe. Thank you.